What is going on, guys, and welcome back. And for today's episode, as you guys can see, I got the Subi behind me. We're gonna actually be installing some ditch lights on it. So I've been taking the Subi off-roading a lot more, and the biggest thing that I have, the biggest issue that I have is I don't have enough lighting. So I went ahead and purchased some cube lights, so we're gonna go and put those on. I'm gonna show you guys the entire process of what it's like. I'll show you guys what I bought exactly. I also have a couple of more things coming, so stay tuned for that. I have a roof rack coming with some more LEDs that go on top. We got a full sound system swap for the Subi. So stay tuned because we have a lot more videos coming up. We actually have our trip to Wyoming coming up in a couple of weeks. But hopefully you guys enjoy this because I am more than excited to put these on. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I got, and then we'll go ahead and start the process. So this is what we're working with today. I went with the Heist cube lights. As you guys can see, this is the brand right here. These are the lights. Overall, not a build quality for $100, which is what I purchased these for. Super good. We tested them out. The homie Lewis actually helped me test these out before I bought them. And honestly, for what they are, they're not bad. We're also going to go ahead and use Diode Dynamics ditch light kit, which is this one right here. Bought this for around 80 bucks on Amazon. Can't really beat that either. Diode Dynamics is also a really well-known brand for ditch lights, but they, like I said, they go for like 200 bucks. And for $100, $200, you can't really beat it. So we're going to go ahead and give these a shot. And if I don't like them, well, it was only 100 bucks. Alright guys, so before we get started, there's a couple of other things you're going to need. You're going to need some painter's tape, a long screwdriver, a knife, a pair of pliers to cut a zip tie, and a lot of patience. So let me go ahead and show you guys what each thing will do for you. So as you can see, this is the reason why we're going to need painter's tape. So as you guys can see, I essentially masked this around this bracket. We're going to take this bracket off in a little bit so we can mount the ditch bracket onto here. And then when we put it back together, we're gonna make sure everything aligns correctly, because if you don't, there's gonna be a gap somewhere along here and you're not gonna be happy when your hood doesn't close. The second thing you're gonna need is a long screwdriver, and here's why. So once you got that all masked up, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna need to run this harness from the interior of the engine through the firewall and into the vehicle. And believe me when I say this, you're gonna need a lot of patience for this part, because I just spent the last hour and a half trying to figure out how to do this. And because I'm so stubborn and a hardhead, I didn't give up. I almost did though, trust me. Subaru almost got me. And I've done this plenty of times. By no means, I'm not an expert. But Subaru, you guys almost got me on this one, because I almost gave up on this. And believe me, I am a little frustrated. I can't show it just because of, I don't know, for some reason I don't show frustration that good. And it just turns into me just laughing about it. But this is basically what I had to do. All right, so check it out. So this is what we're gonna do. So as you guys can see, I'm gonna show you guys exactly where I ran it through. So if you guys take a look right down there, this rubber piece right here, that's where you're gonna run the harness through, and that comes out on top of the brake pedal. Now, believe me when I say this, this rubber piece is the worst invention ever, or the worst thing to do, because this rubber piece is super thick. There's a piece of tape holding this down, so that's the first thing you're gonna do. You're gonna need to rip the tape off. You guys can see this is basically just the thing that held it in, just electrical tape. So once you get electrical tape off, you can pull up this flap. Once you pull that flap up, you're essentially going to be exposed to all those wires, as you guys can see in there. You're going to want to grab a long screwdriver. Be super gentle. Where's my long screwdriver? Right there. Super gentle, and basically poke right underneath all the wiring, and eventually you're going to get through to the other side, which if you go and take a look. So this is also where you're gonna need your pliers and the knife as well, because I'm gonna show you guys exactly what you're gonna do. Also, to make it easier, I actually cut a V-shaped slip, or a V-shaped slit into that rubber garment, so I was essentially able to poke the bigger harness through, because that harness is about this wide and you don't have a lot of room to begin with, but if you cut a V-shaped, you're essentially able to slide it through. Alright guys, so if we take a look, now we're on the inside of the car. This is basically located straight above the brake / accelerator. You're gonna find this rubber garment right here. Now this is actually held in by a zip tie, so you're gonna wanna cut that zip tie and separate the white tape that's also covering it up. And then you're gonna wanna cut another slit, just as you guys can see I did right here. So that way, when you shove this big piece of harness through, it'll eventually come out through here. You can pull that, or you can tear that that rubber apart, and you'll be able to finally pull it through, just like I did, just like that. But I did it. That is the best feeling in the world. I somehow got it through. No fun at all. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put everything back together. I put the ditch lights on, I put the brackets on, ran the wires, cleaned it up a bit. So I'm gonna go to show you guys what everything looks like, and then we'll go to turn them on, and hopefully everything should go as planned. So as you guys can see, engine bay looks pretty clean. You can barely tell the wiring's there. Besides this right here, which I'm eventually gonna fix because I'm gonna get a top of fuse, I think that's what they're called, to tap into one of the fuses. So eventually this setup is gonna be gone, but that's just temporary for now. Relay switch is over there, the fuse is right here, ground is connected, power is connected, and then all the wiring is run through there. As you guys can see, actually some of the wiring you can kind of see, but not too much. So all that wiring is ran through, tried to tidy it up as much as I can. Ran all the wires, so if you take a look, boom and boom, wires all ran through. And then if we close the hood, close the hood, shit's perfect. We got no misaligned lines, and as you guys can see, that's what it looks like. Looks pretty dope. All right, check it out, check it out. Looks pretty cool, looks pretty cool. Oops, sorry, Snapple. And then let me show you guys the inside real quick. So once again, cleaned up on the inside. And the switch, same thing. This is a temporary setup. Eventually I will get a different switch that matches one of these plugs, or get a switch panel. So like I said, this is a temporary setup. Only thing right now is, as you can see, it actually turns on. So the switch turns on, but the lights actually don't turn on right now. So there could be a couple of reasons actually why that doesn't turn on. So the battery is actually either low or something went wrong on the wiring side, which I can't seem to think of anything off the top of my head right now, because this is just basically two wires connected to the battery and a fuse switch. So gonna figure that out in the next part. But let me go ahead and pull out the car, let it charge for a bit. Hopefully that's the cause. And if not, I will figure it out later, because I want to go to bed. It's like 2:30 in the morning right now, and I'm pretty tired. So let me go ahead and try to figure this out. If not, next clip, you'll see the lights on. Alright guys, so it is the next day. I actually went to bed right after that last clip because I got kind of tired. But I figured out what the issue was. It was kind of stupid, to be honest. But let me show you guys what the issue was, and then I'll show you guys a little demo of how the lights look. Alright guys, so if we take a look, after running through everything, because like I said, there's only two wires connected to the battery, there's only one switch, and the only other thing it could have been was this. So basically took this apart and realized one of the pins on the inside was bent, so it wasn't making connection with the middle pin. Went ahead and grabbed a pair of pliers, basically straightened it back out, and now if we take a look, go ahead and turn that switch on. Boom, we got some light, boys. Check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights off real quick, and that way we can kind of get a better view of what they look like. So now if we take a look, boys, boom, check that out. That looks pretty dope. So overall, really happy with the way they look. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust them. Let me pull out the car, let it charge for a bit, because it's actually been on for a little bit, and I don't think my, oh yeah, it's running low on battery. Let me go ahead and turn it on before it actually dies. Check it out though. Sheesh. Pretty dope, pretty dope. Go find a dark area real quick. So quickly, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So these are with the lights off, these are my lights on, high beams, and last but not least, turn the switch on. Boom, look at that. And then with the high beams on, once again, go ahead and turn that switch off. Switch on, and this is with no lights. Pretty good overall, can't complain on it. Lights on, switch lights off, ditch lights off, did lights on, high beams, boom. Pretty cool, right? Alrighty guys, so as you can see, the ditch lights were a success. For $100, like I said, you can't really beat it. And the installation for it was pretty simple, besides the fact that that little pin gave me an issue for a little bit. But I quickly found out, because like I said, with only two wires and one other connection, there's really not much else that it could have been. So honestly, I'm happy with them, and I think they look great. It's a great addition to it. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it gonna be for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little installation. Like I said, I think the ditch light for success, and for $100, you can't really beat it. I mean, 100 bucks. Obviously I could have gone with something else if I paid a little bit more, but not really trying to put too much money into that, to be honest, because I only do it every so often. I have my roof rack coming in as well pretty soon, and then I'm also, if you guys remember, there's a company called Minger. They're sponsoring me once again, so sending the rock lights for the underneath of the car. So when I go off-roading and stuff, the bottom of the car is lit up, and they're sending me a couple of more things as well. So I might put that on if I have time for my trip. Like I said, we are leaving next week, so I am super pumped. Gonna be going 3 states away. I'll let you guys guess where I'm going. I don't know if I told you guys where I'm going or not, but I'm gonna be going with the homie from Lewis, Maddie, and Lewis's family. Gonna be taking the Crosstrek out. Hopefully we find some cool trails out there. Hopefully we find some cool spots to take pictures. But other than that, I'm excited because it's gonna be a big drive. It's gonna be roughly 19, I think a day straight of driving, 19 hours. Mileage wise, we're gonna be driving a lot. Luckily the Subi does pretty well with gas mileage. I've been kind of averaging pretty much closely to around 500 miles a gallon, 500 miles a tank, 32 miles a gallon, 32 miles per gallon. Sorry, I'm a little tired. It's pretty late. And honestly, super happy with the way this car came to be and the way it's coming out. But yeah, let me know what other things you think I should do. If you guys do any off-roading yourself, what are some things that you guys recommend besides wheels and tires? And then the trip, you know, I had a plan for all that stuff. So I'm gonna put the wheels on hold for a minute just because there's a couple of other things I need to get done before I can get those. But hopefully I should have it before I go snowboarding this year. We're gonna be hitting a Big Bear. I'm also planning on taking a trip up to Washington this year, Washington State, because my boy Nick is up there. He's actually stationed up there in the Air Force, and apparently it's snowing up there. We're out here dying in like 106-degree weather, and this man is out there in the snow with the AC on still somehow. I'm like, dude, why? And he was like, man, I like it being cold. But he was shivering, dude. I was like, dude, turn the AC off. I was playing with him the other day online. But have a lot planned. Like I said, this car is gonna be taking us everywhere this year. So don't sleep on it. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Later.